Dropdowns have changed a lot over the years, from adding chips to changing the sidebar, being incorporated into the new tables, and now they've taken another step, adding multiple selections. Of course, we've had scripts that have been able to do this for years, but now with it being accessible natively in Sheets, it makes it easier for everyone. So let's take a look at how they work, some use cases, and solutions to some issues that could be causing you headaches. So it's pretty simple to get started. We'll just insert a dropdown as usual. Let's add a few items here. We'll just continue on with this. But now you'll see this section here, allow multiple selections. So if we click this and go back to B2, we can click this, select option 1, 2, and 3, and it's all good to go. Now if we click on this cell, we can go up to text wrapping so that we can see all the options in one cell. Pretty straightforward. Of course, that's available in tables. So if we take a look at this content tracker, which I've just inserted using the templates here, then we've got our sponsored content here and our type. Now for a mid-roll ad, we could put that as a blog post, but let's say we want it as a blog post and a YouTube video. If I click on YouTube video, it doesn't do anything. So this t-shirt campaign is only going to get one line. If we wanted to, of course, we could just add a new line, copy from above, and then put in a blog post. But that's a lot of work, especially if we've got hundreds of lines. So let's just change the dropdown so we allow multiple selections. We'll click on the dropdown. We'll click on this edit down here and allow multiple selections. Now at the same time, they contacted us and said, let's do a TikTok as well. So now we can have a YouTube video. We can get rid of this one because it's a duplicate. We could have a blog post and a TikTok. We can't see the TikTok there, so let's just go up the top and wrap that. And let's go ahead and wrap all of it while we're at it. So that's just the very basics of just selecting items. But let's say we want to actually put this to use and use it in other formulas. And to show you how this works, we're going to take a look at this Now Tech Appointments tracker from Spreadsheetables. At the moment, we have services, but we can only select one for each person, as well as one technician for each person. Now, let's say a person wants to come in and have both an acrylic full set and a luxury pedicure. I'm saying these things like I actually know what these are, but we want to give them more options. So let's click on this. We'll go down to the edit button and change this right down the bottom to allow multiple selections. Apply to all. So now instead of just the acrylic full set, we'll add in that luxury pedicure as well. And while we're at it, let's go with a callus treatment. But now over in the pricing, we've lost our price. Originally, it was $30 just for the acrylic full set, but we need to apply the price to all three of these. The reason this is blank is because up in our formula, we have an if not saying that we can't find this within our services and pricing list. So to fix this, let's click the plus button. We'll call this, I don't know, pricing sums. And we're going to create similar to a dependent drop-down list. We started in cell 5 here, so let's start in cell 5 down here just to line things up. So in cell A5, we'll type equals, head back to our appointment tracker and choose I5. This gives us all of the different services and they're all separated by a comma and a space. We'll just open this up a bit to allow for more as they come in. The total price we'll leave for a moment. And for the service list, we're just going to split this into individual cells using split. We'll select this. Our delimiter is a comma and a space. And split by each, we'll put a 0. Now that 0 means that comma and space, we're looking for those two things together. So it's not just looking for a comma and a space. If we didn't have that 0, that's what it would do. And it would give us this because there are spaces in between each item here. So that we don't have to copy and paste this all the way down, let's just turn this into an array. Curly bracket at the start, I5 to I, with a curly bracket at the end. We'll do the same over here. Split A5 to A, hold Control, Shift, Enter for an array formula, and press Enter. We don't want these value errors, so let's just type an if error at the beginning. We've got a luxury manicure here. Let's add in an American French thing. Head back to our pricing sum, and now that's instantly added right there. Now it's time to get the price. Well, for this, we're going to look for these within our services and pricing, returning our prices for the correct match, and then add them all together. So let's first get the full list of prices equals VLOOKUP. We'll be searching for all of these. Now we've got C5 to E5. Let's change that to C5 to 5, giving us the entire row. Our range, well, in this case, it's going to be a set of ranges. So we'll start with curly brackets and select all of these ranges here. Semicolon, select these ones, go all the way down, semicolon, and continue for each of our services. End with a curly bracket. Now, even though the range is highlighted, we're working on our index. So the index is our second column, first column, second column, first column, second column. So our second column is our price. Is sorted, we'll put a 0, saying we want an exact match. Close our brackets, press enter. We get a value because we need an array formula. So hold Control Shift Enter, press enter. We get a ref error because it's trying to go across and there's already information here. So let's just say we want it to go down. Just for now. 30, 38, 5. This is 30, this is 38, this is 5. So now we just need to add these together. We can get rid of this transpose. We only put it there so that we could see it. Let's put an IFNA at the beginning and then a sum before that. Press enter, $73. Before we copy this down, let's just select all of this within our curly brackets and press F4 to lock all those in place. Copy all this down, and there's our prices. So now back in our appointment tracker, for our price, all we need to do is type out curly brackets, pricing sum, these ones here. Straight away, we get all of our prices. Simple. Now, sometimes you'll get a situation where you click on the drop-down and go down to Edit, scroll down, and it doesn't allow us to allow multiple selections. Well, let's just click on Advanced Options. We'll change this to Chip, and now we can allow multiple selections. Click Done, and didn't apply to all. So let's find the right one. There's L5. We want all of these ones as well. Advanced Options, Chip, allow multiple selections. Another area where you might want to extract information from multiple selects is with event attendance. So taking a look at this, we've got an events guest list and people have selected what they would like to attend. Now let's say that we want to create a list from all of this so that we know who's attending. So let's go down the bottom and click plus. We'll create a new sheet for each one of these. So we'll start with Content Creation Mastery. And here in B4, let's type equals. We're going to start with a query. We'll select all of this information, including the headers. Select A, we don't need B, C, D, and E, where B contains, and in this case, it's going to be Content Creation Mastery. Press enter, and there's all the information right away. Now, if we get rid of this word attendance here, we can select our formula. Let's get rid of this part here, put in double quotation marks and a set of ampersands, and select B2. We get the exact same information, but now we can duplicate this. And where we have Content Creation Mastery, let's put in expanding your channel beyond YouTube. And automatically that updates the information. So there's a couple of use cases for creating multiple selects and then extracting data from it. Now, there are some issues with multiple selects at this stage. Hopefully it'll be fixed in the future, but let's take a look. Let's open up a new tab and we'll put in some extra options. We'll make sure we have multiple selections allowed. And now let's select these. Now, the problem is if we change one of these to a different word. So let's say we change this to Apple. Now we get this error. And if we try to select Apple, we get an error popping up, meaning we can't actually change any of the information here. We're completely stuck. I can't even deselect these other ones. It just won't let us do anything. The reason is because option 1 is still in this list. Remember, they're comma separated values, and we can't deselect it. It's no longer in the list to allow us to deselect. So every time we're going to get this warning. One option is to go to Advanced Options and click Show a Warning and click Done. So now we can click Apple, it'll allow us, but option 1 will always be there. We need to be able to remove option 1 because it's now completely invalid. And the easiest solution is just to hold Control H to get Find and Replace. Now, if we say we want to get rid of option 1, we'll click Replace All. But if you look closely, you'll see a comma and then the other options. So let's undo that and we'll try again. Control H, if it's the first item we're getting rid of, let's start off with option 1 and then a comma and space. Now let's try Replace All and we're left with just the options. Let's change this back to option 1 and we'll change option 4 to banana. Now we get an error because Apple is here. Option 4 is gone and we want to select banana. So again, let's hold Control H. Let's start with Apple. We'll replace it with nothing and replace all, and it's disappeared. Let's type equals and select this one, and we get 2 commas in between. We could also do Apple with a comma and space, click Replace All, And the extra comma and space is gone. Control H, let's get rid of option 4. Comma and space, replace all. We'll do another cell where we've changed out all of the values. We're going to search for option 1 and replace it with Apple. Fixed. So if you're just switching an option from, let's say, option 1 to Apple, then there shouldn't be a problem. But if you're just straight up removing an option, that could cause you issues. And if you've got hundreds of lines of these drop-down boxes, you can see why it's important to get this right.